it was just that in my mindset, you have to listen to people. If you listen to them, you can figure out what they want. Hearing them is one thing, and what you think that they want inside of them becomes something else totally different. I have had many of them to come in and say, this is not what I come in here for, but this is what I really need. And that made me feel good because of the fact that I heard her. There's a difference in need and want. I heard the need and not so much of the want, because we can want anything, but doing the need is something else. Is it okay? If you want a pair of high heel shoes, how high do you want them? Then you get the understanding. Let's just talk about how high do you want them. And once you start talking about how high you want them, then you've already come down now to about a 2-inch heel, rather than a 5-inch heel. And you begin to understand the need of what they wanting, and then how serviceable would that particular item be to them. And that's what I have found out earlier in life at Leady's, because if you sell them just anything, and people can sell you just anything if you want it, but you got to know what to do, when to do, and how to do with them. And some just need some therapy. They coming in, they got a few dollars, and they want to come in and somebody can share something with them. And I've always tried to leave the impression of who I am and what I'm all about, and then have to leave them with what God has put inside of me. And you have to have a God kind of conscious to do, because I always learn this with this scripture: you reap just what you sow. And if you don't have God in there telling you what to do, when to do, and how to do, you'll do just anything. And when you're not complacent, you need to be steadfast in what you believe in and stand firm on that. But if you don't stand firm on it, you just do anything to get. And my job was very important to me, because I needed it as an individual, as a person that needed. I had a baby to feed, I had rent to pay, because in that same week that I got that job, I had a house for me and my baby to live in. I moved out of my mama's house at 15 years old. I had to move out. And I had this house, and I was paying $10 a week for the house. But you know how much I was making at Leader's a week? $15. $15 a week. And then Dr. Poe and his wife moved to town, and they had a dog pound thing there, and he was a doctor. And he allowed me to come and babysit with their children. And I could bring my daughter with me when I came. And that would be my little extra money that I needed to take care of us during the week. But learning from Reba that if I had $1.50 left, I had to take that $1.50 and go across over there to Barnett Bank. No, it was Barnett Bank at that time. I had to bank it. She believes in you putting money aside. And sometimes I used to say to myself, now I don't have a 50 cent. What she think I'm going to do with 50 cents? But I never would say that to her. But then there will always somebody that will come on in that store, and I had waited on. And you know, they'll slip me $1. And $1 back there was some money. And I would say, oh my God. So I never went out of the way to anger anybody. I never went out of my way not to be nice, because I thought that niceness was the thing that would get me through life. And that is what happened to me in my life. So I'm grateful for that. They would come in there to look for me, because I would sell them. And I mean, I wasn't no pushy sales lady. I was one that says, well, what is the need? You know, and I always had this thing, a premonition, your wants and your needs. And they makes a difference if you can separate the want and the need. And this is how I've learned to do that earlier on in life. God said, I always go back to what he said. God said that he would supply all of your needs, but not your wants. So now, the want, what is it that you really want? Because a want is something that you just really want. But the need is what you really need to get you where you want to be. And so I always use that as a premise. Even the other day, well, yesterday, when the lady asked, I said, now, is it that's what you want? Now talk to me about the need of what you want this fabric to do. And she says, well, I want it to be where I don't have to iron it. See, that was her want there. And she was, but I said, okay, but we're going to find something that's suitable for the need that you need, because you don't want to iron and you want to wash and wear and you put it on and keep going. And she said, you got me. So I think that when we think about some stuff of selling, my boss said at one of our Christmas party, he had never seen a woman, and he was talking before I knew he was talking about me. He said, I never seen a woman that could sell a person anything and they leave out of here being happy. He gave me a plaque, the best sales clerk ever. And I thought that was really, really, really nice.